Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the ribbon cutting ceremony for E.C. Killin, hosted by the Department of Defense, Educational Activity, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Pacific District. As we mark the official ribbon cutting ceremony, we want to reaffirm DODEA's vision for which this building stands: to educate, engage, empower military-connected students to succeed in a dynamic world. Okay? To formally begin today's ceremony, please stand for the presentation of the colors by the Junior ROTC from Kubasaki High, and please join me in the pledge.
Colors. Ready. Cut. Forward. March. Left. 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 Detail. Hold. Breathe. Colors.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carry. Colors. Ready. Cut. Now turn. March. March. Forward. March. Left. Left. Detail. Hold. Order. Colors. Ready. Cut. Detail. Follow.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Please have a seat. We're honored to welcome our distinguished guests, to include Mr. Tom Brady, the Director of DODEA, Ms. Lois Rapp, Director of Student Excellence, Mr. Jim Journey, Pacific South Superintendent, Ms. Jacqueline Ferguson, our Community Superintendent for the Pacific District, Colonel Jeffrey Hammond, U.S. MC Mickey Pack, HS Battalion CO, Mr. Damon Lilly, United States Army Corps of Engineers, Army Corps JED, Mr. Steve Carwin, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Chief Engineering Division, Mr. Naoki Nakata, Managing Executive Director, Mr. Nobuhide, Executive Officer and General Manager for Nippo Construction Company. Okay, thank you all for coming. I want to thank you all for being here to mark this momentous occasion. I'm Gordon LynCook. I'm the principal of E.C. Killin. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event for most anybody. It's such an honor to be here today. We're going to mark this new ceremony, the new ribbon-cutting ceremony today. This new school will help prepare our students for the 21st century and beyond. This open concept of neighborhoods, multi-purpose spaces will assist with shifting the instruction from the teacher-centered class to a student-centered approach. We have learning hubs, flexible collaborative space, movable furniture, outdoor learning spaces are the norm in this new facility. As you can see, we have a garden here to your right. We collect the rainwater from the building, and it funds this water for this garden over here. All of this work wouldn't be possible without the partnership of DODEA, the Department of Defense Military, and the Army Corps of Engineering. I'd like to take a moment, though, to recognize my predecessors, Ms. Cindy Templeton and Dr. Kendra White, who's here. They did a great deal of planning and a lot of work for all this. Without them, this would not be possible. It's a momentous task. I've only been here since August, and I've only done a little. I know they were here for the bulk, especially Dr. White, and I know it's a lot of work. All right. And finally, I want to thank the faculty, staff, and families, and the students and our military partners for their flexibility and patience during this project. As you can see, it was well worth it. Go Geckos. All right, sorry, then I'll turn it over to Mr. Brady for comments. Sorry. Sorry,
Okay,
sir.
thank you very much.
Sorry.
Colonel Hammond, Ms. Hammond, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, more importantly, the teachers and students here that will be in Killin Elementary School. I have the best job in the world. I get to visit 168 schools around the world, and I get to cut ribbons and dedicate new schools. And since in the last 2 weeks, since my arrival in Haneda, this will be the 5th. And each time, there's some themes that emerge. The first theme is the remarkable commitment. The commitment on the part of the Department of Defense and our senior elected officials on providing the resources necessary to take care of the children and the men and women that are serving around the world. In the last 10 years, the Department of Defense has invested $4 billion in new schools in Dodea, and this is an $85 million example of that dedication. And so that is, again, a remarkable commitment to not only taking care of our families and taking care of the readiness of the deployed forces, but also a reinforcement of the alliance that we have with Japan. And that long-standing alliance continues to be strong and will continue to be strong. So that commitment remains. The second is flexibility. Isn't it remarkable how flexible you are as a community and how the Pacific South and the Dodea Pacific have been flexible in construction projects of every school that I've been associated with. We have a good example today. This is a remarkable school. And the furniture and fixtures are en route. And I have been assured that some of those containers will be here. And if not, we'll be flexible and find what we have to do to make sure the right things are here for our children. And it will be a remarkable 21st century school that will do wonders for our children and your children. And I think it will be, again, a future tense, but nevertheless, with the flexibility and dedication, I know that this will be a great school. You're going to get tours. It will be open in January, and you will celebrate, I know. And the third part is the commitment of the community to taking care of families and taking care of children. And that's our mission. And I'm delighted to be here. And I look forward in the next return to Okinawa to see a wonderfully functioning school that I know you kids are going to love. And I thank the administrators and staff because moving into a new school is a remarkably difficult task. But nevertheless, they've openly embraced it, and I know it will be a great, great event. So thank you very much. I appreciate being here.
So I have some prepared comments, but before I say anything prepared, I'd like to echo what Mr. Baker has said. But more importantly, to identify a couple of people who are stalwarts in the community that are the driving force behind realizing what you see here before you, because it's easy to come to a ceremony like this and enjoy seeing this, but when it was a vision in someone's head, and Dr. White, you've been an amazing stalwart in this project, leading it from your position, and it's not a big surprise. I was telling stories about Brian earlier today. I've known him for 15 years now. Gosh, that makes me old. And even then, he was a guy, and you guys are a power couple, he was the one driving a division, even as a captain, and it was amazing to see. And I was just a lowly major listening to a captain tell me what to do. And it doesn't come as a surprise hearing your name over and over and over in the community. So I just want to thank you. And then Ms. Mizell, you're always in the background. You're always the one pulling things, getting it on board, getting things on schedule, reminding, as I walked in here, like you're pointing out people like, hey, make sure you go talk to them. Hey, make sure that person. And you've been here for what, 25 years now? And I want you to take personal satisfaction in being a part of this and driving the community to realize what we're going to see in the next 5 to 10 years, new schools on almost every camp. And then that's where your work really begins, working with the administrators to do the best we can with those schools. So I appreciate that. And then it wouldn't go without saying with, thanking, the folks with calluses on their hands. That's the family that I grew up with, the construction workers, the engineers that take that vision and make it the concrete we're standing on, and they make it the doors that we're walking through. So thank you very much, Mr. Lindquist and your people. Thank you so much. And on behalf of General Bowers, who couldn't unfortunately be here, I hope I can carry the water a little bit. So I'm honored to be here and celebrate such an exciting day with you all. This past year has been a challenging one, which caused some delays, as we're still realizing, but here we are. We're here today. And all the hard work the construction workers, DODEA, staff, administrators, teachers, students, parents have done to make this school possible is realized today. And it is an exceptional accomplishment. I hope you're as proud as yourselves and your school as I am to have EC Killin School as part of the Camp Foster community. DODEA Pacific has some of the best schools in the world. Not only do they provide a world-class education, but they also provide a warm welcome and a community to new military member students, new military students constantly coming to Okinawa. Being on an overseas tour can be difficult, transition for families and children, especially during a global pandemic. That's why the community you have in your school that you will bring into this beautiful building is so important. Because whatever facility you are housed in, it has always been about the people that make the difference. Today and every day you walk in to start your day here at AC Killin, take a moment, stop and look around you. Enjoy the fruits of the community's hard work in making where you are a possibility. Then think how you can pay it forward. Moreover, remember, anything that you envision can be made into a reality. And lastly, I'll say, I'm a huge supporter of DODEA schools. My 20-year-old daughter, who's a sophomore at UNC Wilmington, is a product of DODEA schools. I have made career decisions to give them the opportunity to be in DODEA schools. And that has always been the first and foremost, where can I get my kids into the best schools available? And we've always seemed to end up in DODEA schools, but more importantly, in Okinawa. And I will be proud to say that I have 3 students who attended, 2 that graduated Kubasaki High. So folks, thank you for the time, and please tell General Bowers I did a good job.
All right, thank you so much. All right, I want to give a special welcome to 2 students, Keira and Hailey Einhorn. They're going to present the new Killin elementary song with Ms. Dixon, our music teacher.
Rocks, and so do you. E-E-E-C-K, E-E-E-E-C-K, E-E-E-C-K, rocks, and so do you. Every morning I wake up, can't wait to go to school, 'cause I'm at ECK, 'cause I'm at ECK, E-E-E-C-K, E-E-E-E-C-K, E-E-E-C-K, rocks, and so do you. Respectful, responsible, kind, and safe, that's what we get every day at ECK, at ECK. E-E-E-C-K, E-E-E-E-C-K, E-E-E-C-K, rocks, and so do you.
Thank you, girls. That's great. All right, at this time, I'm going to invite the following guests to cut the ribbon. It's a few girls. Colonel Hammond, Mr. Brady, Miss Rapp, Mr. Journey, Mr. Rehnquist, Mr. Nakata, Mr. Nobuhudi, and they will get the scissors.
3.
This concludes the groundbreaking ceremony. We want to thank you again for joining us. So please join us inside for some light refreshments.